How's it going, everyone? I hope you're all doing well. If you're somehow unaware, a few weeks ago, VRChat released the security update, which included the addition of Easy Anti-Cheat. While this update, contrary to popular belief, did improve the security of the game, many popular quality of life and accessibility modifications were made entirely unusable. Since then, VRChat has been, and is continuing to, implement these features into the game natively, which is what we're going to be going over today. Some of the features we're going to go over have actually been in the live build for a few weeks already, but have been further improved with the most recent update. So, let's just get right into it. First off, personal mirrors. That's right, you can now spawn a mirror anywhere you want. No more relying on worlds to have a mirror set up in the spot you want. Just open up your action menu, go to Options, then Personal Mirror. Here, you can toggle the personal mirror on and configure it to your liking. However, it doesn't end at personal mirrors. If you go into the mirror settings, there's also a calibration mirror and a face mirror. The calibration mirror will show up when in calibration mode for full body tracking, making it easier to align your trackers up without having to go out of your way to toggle on a mirror. The face mirror will show your avatar's face on your HUD, which can be positioned and scaled. You may find this feature useful for memorizing your avatar's facial expressions. This next change is one that you've likely already noticed, which is that the main menu now opens up in front of you, rather than downwards on a slant. In addition, there's a handle at the bottom of the menu, which, when gripped, will let you move the menu around. Very glad to see this here finally. As a full body user, I was getting very tired of breaking my neck anytime I opened the menu while laying down. Up next is the chat box. As you can guess, this is a text box that appears over your head, allowing you and other users to type at each other. You can access this via your action menu under Options. From here, you can send a chat from the keyboard or clear the chat box. By default, you'll only see chat boxes from friends, but you can change it to show for everyone or nobody by going to the chat box settings in the quick menu. Additionally, from here, you can change the display duration of the chat box, as well as its size and opacity. You aren't just limited to using the keyboard for the chat box though. It also has OSC compatibility. I've already seen many use cases from this, such as speech-to-text and Spotify integration. Up next, let's talk about some audio-related features. First off is the new Earmuff Mode. This feature will turn down the volume of people that are a configured distance away from you, muffling their voice volume. To enable it, go to the Audio tab of the quick menu, scroll down to Earmuff Mode, and select the earmuff icon. You'll see a UI appear on the floor in front of you, indicating the distance in red and the fall-off in gray. You can manually adjust the distance, fall-off, and outside volume to your liking. In addition, you can also toggle to always show the earmuff UI and to always include avatar audio. Secondly, there's now a microphone sensitivity slider as well as a noise cancellation toggle. Both features will help prevent things like heavy breathing or other background noises from being broadcast to everyone. If you have an air conditioner or a fan in your room, noise cancellation is especially helpful. And finally, one small thing, the quick menu audio sliders now show percentage readouts. Honestly, I already thought this was a thing, but I guess I just never noticed. Next up are some performance-related features. The first and likely most impactful is the inclusion of Hide Avatar by Distance. You can access this feature by going to the Settings tab of the quick menu under Performance. This feature allows you to turn off avatars that are a specified amount of meters away from you, or only allow a specified amount of closest avatars to show. Avatars that are hidden will instead show a low poly gray diamond. There are also options to always show friends' avatars, and to force show a user's avatar if show avatar is enabled on them. There are two other performance options in this section, one of which is a toggle for the particle limiter. The particle limiter has been available in VRChat for a while via a config file, it's just now toggleable in-game. The other new performance option lets you locally set the resolution of all mirrors. You can choose from quarter, half, full, or unlimited resolution. However, you won't notice much of a difference with unlimited unless you're using a very high resolution headset like the Reverb G2. For most people, full resolution is most optimal. Moving on, there have been some significant improvements to the photo camera. The biggest one is that it's now usable in desktop mode. Once you have the camera spawned in, you can middle click to detach the lens and fly it around, sort of like a drone mode. The lens has a distance limit of 15 meters and currently can no-clip through walls, though it will have collision in a future update. The drone functionality of the camera will also eventually be added to VR mode as well. There's also now a resolution selector on the camera, allowing you to take pictures in very high resolutions without having to edit the config file. And finally, pictures taken in portrait orientation will now be properly saved in portrait orientation. No more having to manually edit your pictures to be oriented properly. Alright, next up is a pretty big accessibility feature called Horizon Adjust. This feature lets you change your horizon in a way that you can use VRChat completely while in bed or lying down. It works in both 3-point and in full body, however, it's worth noting that in full body, it can act a little bit strange. Strange enough to the point that you can make yourself completely upside down if you want to. So, great feature for those who are bedridden, but also kind of fun for full body users. Moving on, the maximum amount of favorites have been increased. For friends, you get 3 lists of 150 for a total of 450 friend favorites. For worlds, you get 4 lists of 100 for a total of 400 favorite worlds. And for avatars, without VRC+, you get 1 list of 50 favorites. With VRC+, you get 6 lists for a total of 50, for a total of 300 favorite avatars. Pretty simple addition, you just have more of everything now. Up next is Forced Camera Near Distance. This feature allows you to reduce the near clip plane of your view. This option will be especially helpful if you're in a world where other users near you clip too closely, or if you're using smaller avatars where the viewpoint cuts off the view of your arms. There are 3 settings: off, dynamic, and forced. Off will use the world settings for near clip. Dynamic mode will try to pull in the near clip as close as possible without breaking the world. Forced mode will shorten the near clip to 1 mm no matter what, though be advised that this can potentially break some worlds. So in most cases, it's best to just use dynamic. So those are all the really big new features from the latest updates. However, there's still a lot more to cover, so let's quickly cover those. You can now hide an avatar globally by clicking on a user and selecting Hide Avatar Globally. This will make that specific avatar hidden by default no matter who is wearing it, unless Show Avatar is enabled. You can now set the instance type of your home world to any instance type, instead of just invite only. Portal prompt will require you to confirm that you want to enter a portal by either clicking on the mouse in desktop or clicking your controller's trigger in VR. Gesture icons will add symbols on the HUD that indicate your current hand gestures. Clicking on a text field in a world will now bring up the VRChat keyboard. In addition, the keyboard now has a copy button on the left and a paste button on the right. World creators can disable this in the SDK if they want to. Under IK settings, you can enable an option to have a confirmation message appear before you enter calibration mode. Slider snapping allows you to make sliders in the VRChat UI snap to whole values, making it easier to hit 100% on a volume slider, for example. And finally, auto-disable cloning will automatically disable avatar cloning for you upon world change. Okay, so that was a lot. Now, this isn't the last batch of accessibility and quality of life features. There are more on the way, including colorblindness options, better portal placement, and avatar haptic feedback. These features are currently being iterated on, and you can expect to see them in the client very soon. So that's it. Everything you need to know about the recent VRChat update. If you want to stay up to date on what's coming to VRChat, be sure to check out the developer updates on the Ask forums, or get subscribed to this channel and hit the bell icon so you can get notified whenever I release a new video. Anyways, that's going to be all for today. I'll see you all next time.